You're welcome. Glad you're here. So, Thomas, I expect updates on the business. What's going on, man?
Sorry, man. I had no time to work on that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I actually did write the letter to Bill's Ace Hardware, a draft letter. It's pretty terrible. I know you guys are going to have a lot to pick at it, but that's what I want. So go ahead and rip me apart if we can do this now. I just want to share my screen and we can go through the draft letter.
Do it.
Because maybe I can just read it once. And for context, for people who weren't here, they helped me with the idea of sending out a physical letter with a $100 bill to some of my leads in my local area. And it's basically supposed to blow their mind and get them to partner with my charity. So that's kind of the context. I've never written a sales letter, so this is going to be pretty garbage. I'll just read it out loud once, even though it's not 100% finished. I don't know how to say a call to action, but then you guys can pick it apart after I read it through once. Does that sound good?
Do it.
Okay. Dear Mr. Weigel, you're probably wondering, why is there a $100 bill attached to this letter? $100 is the estimated revenue that 3 charity gumball/candy vending machines would generate for good causes each and every month. I'm writing to ask for your support regarding a new charity I'm starting called Generous Vending. My mission is to raise money for other good causes through the free market rather than fundraising, in this case, through vending machines. Seeing that you and your Ace Hardware locations have contributed to causes like blank, blank, and blank, I was on their Facebook page and I see they donate to other places. In the past, I'm sure that you'll have no trouble thinking of local or global charities that could use our help. I would like your permission to place gumball/candy vending machines in your 3 Ace Hardware stores. There is no cost or downside for you. I would take care of the logistics, refilling, and maintenance of the 3 small machines, and you simply tell me what charity you'd like your portion of the revenue to be donated to. The remainder would go to the charities of my choice, which I believe is fair. None of the money would go into my pocket. So this is where I would add some sort of call to action or ask if he's interested or something. And then I want to add a paragraph about, if you're not interested, just keep the $100 bill, give it to a charity of your choice. I'm sure you know what to do with it, or give it to, I don't know, whatever you want. Then I guess address any questions you might have, try to set up a meeting with him or something. I don't know, that would be part of the call to action. Then I look forward to hearing back from you, Thomas Knapp.
Yeah, I think call to action, maybe I'm jumping too far ahead, but for me, call to action should just be, if this seems interesting, could I come on site, one of your stores, this week or next to discuss these options in more detail?
So it's definitely an in-person meeting?
Yeah, something like that. I think the CTA should be a meeting.
Yeah, and then when you send this out, are you sending it out in text or are you handwriting it?
Handwritten letter.
Okay, good. Yeah.
So do you guys want to I'm sure there are some things you could find to change or get rid of or add. Or maybe, is it too long? Let's start with length. Is it you just think it's too long for a letter, or?
We jump back to the first thing here. There's no such thing as too long. There's only uninteresting to the prospect.
Oh, that's right. How much
that is why I can sit and I can write a 30-page sales letter that somebody will read. There's no such thing as too long. But no, this is fine. We're going to start at the top, first of all.
Okay.
So you're probably wondering, why is there a $100 bill? It's just, okay, so it's very, there's just not a lot of action in the writing in this, and that's fine. You're not a sales letter writer. So type what I'm about to say, because this is more what you want to say.
Yeah.
And it's more about, the first line is actually okay. It's more about how you follow it up. So, dear Mr. Weigel, as you can see, there's a $100 bill attached to this letter.
I'll fix the grammar in a second.
Yeah, that's fine. You may be wondering why. ...
I like that.
And frankly, there's 2 reasons. 1. And start a new line.
Okay.
I needed, or
Dude, this is already so much better.
and frankly, there's 2 reasons. 1, I knew I needed to do something over the top to get your attention because of how important what I'm about to say is.
That's so deadly.
So now you're like,
Dude, this
now
is
he's
fire.
like, wait, what the hell is he going to say to me that's this important that he's sending me a fucking $100 bill? And 2, $100 represents the average charity contribution.
Well, that's not technically true because we have to put some money back into the product so that.
So here's the point of point number 2. Just figure out what $100 represents.
Well, I did, but it's estimated revenue, but it does not actually how much of it goes to charities.
Okay.
So I just said $100 is the estimated revenue that 3 would generate for good causes. I didn't necessarily say 100% of that goes to it. I think it's more. Our profit margin is like 90. I don't know what the profit margin is, but
Okay. So take your second line, copy and paste it into number 2.
Okay. And then I can work that part out.
Yep. All right. So now $100 is the estimated revenue that 3 charity gumball. Okay. So instead, you're going to say something like $100 is estimated revenue. I don't like estimated.
It's hard to see. I mean, we have to be true and be salesy, right?
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how you can say something else besides estimated. You can't say average?
I can say average, but
Okay, so say average. That's better than estimated. $100 is the average revenue that just 3,
ooh, just.
and like underline that.
Okay.
No, I don't like approximately either.
Ah, frick. Sorry. Is there a robot in the call?
Who's buzzing? Is that
I think that might be fucking Jared.
I don't think I.
It was going bzz, bzz, bzz.
Oh. You know I'm always having trouble with.
Yeah, I know. So funny.
Dude,
You got
how
some
the heck
input,
do I
kiddo?
get out?
All right.
I'll just stay for now.
No worries. So yeah, you'll get the, so just 3 charity gumball machines. So does this prospect understand like what a charity gumball is? I'm not saying that like most people wouldn't, but some people
No.
probably wouldn't.
I mean, everyone knows what like gumball machines are, but I put charity in front of the gumball machines so that he knows right away like this money is going to charity.
Okay. So here's how you, just in case he has no idea, like just on the off chance, because you cannot treat people like they know everything that you're saying. So $100 is the average revenue that just 3 charity gumball and yeah,
You don't like the slash.
I'd say get rid of the candy vending machine. Just say charity gumball machines.
I just want to open. If he doesn't want gumballs, like I'll do freaking M&Ms. You know, I want to.
You can address that later. I mean, you can leave it as gumball now, and then like close to the end, you can, when you're doing your like call to action, you can talk about the other things. Right now, you just need to keep it simple.
Gotcha.
So charity gumball machines. So get rid of vending. $100 is the average revenue that just 3 charity gumball machines can generate for good causes each and every month. Love it. Okay.
Dude, that's already so much better.
This is basically my life of literally just reading line after line over and over and over and over and over again. As you can see, there's a $100 bill attached to this letter. You may be wondering why. And frankly, there are two reasons. One, I knew I needed to do something over the top to get your attention because of how important what I'm about to say is. And two, $100 is the average revenue that just 3 charity gumball machines can generate for good causes each and every month. With that said, here's why I'm reaching out to you today.
Ooh, dude, this is so much better.
He's just lining them up to reel him in.
It's so good. You can tell like you do this for a living.
Here's why I'm reaching out to you today. ...
Dude, I like the dots.
Yeah, it's fucking everywhere in copywriting. Direct response. Goddamn, there are sales letters where every fucking line ends with ... and it's excessive, but it is what it is. Okay, so anyway, with that said, here's why I'm reaching out to you today. So this next section, the whole point of this next section is you are going to stroke the fuck out of his ego. So
how do I do that? Talk about the charities he's donated to, or?
Yes. So this is where you're going to bring up that next section. So you say that seeing that you and your Ace Hardware locations have contributed to causes like whatever.
Right.
So you're going to say, with that said, here's why I'm reaching out today to you today. I noticed that you, and you don't have to say Ace Hardware location.
Because
just
it's all him, right? It's
yeah,
all
it's
his doing. He's such a great person. His company had nothing to do with it. It's all him.
I noticed that you care deeply about supporting. So here's what we're doing here. You are, by telling him what he cares about, you're triggering his need to be consistent.
Dude.
So if he agrees that he cares about supporting charity, you asking for this meeting, if he refused it, it would go totally against his, he would have to deal with very deep cognitive dissonance if he disagreed after you're telling him how much he cares about supporting local charities. So I noticed that you care deeply about supporting local charities. In fact, I saw.
Dude, I went on his personal Facebook page and he donates to stuff not through his company as well. So is that too creepy to mention in this letter? Or should I only mention what his company does?
I think you're fine just mentioning 3 like charities that he's donated to, like you have it here, right?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't include it because but did I have it done? It's like a local school, then like some a local children's hospital, and then some other stuff. But I can put
so that's great. I just mean how you have it with the line, and line.
Okay. So put it through.
In fact, I saw that you've supported blank, blank, and blank out of your own pocket.
I have to make sure that part's true, but that's good.
Yeah. Obviously don't say anything false, but we're trying to make this powerful right now.
This is so powerful, dude.
You can always edit later. Like that's the thing.
Powerful. He's gonna say, take 10 vending machines. I'll give you a donation as well.
He's gonna be like, somebody fucking wrote this. This is not. So I noticed that you care deeply about supporting local charities. In fact, I saw that you've supported blank, blank, and blank out of your own pocket. New line. All right. No. Go back. Right after that, you're going to say, as a local business owner, I can't imagine. Okay, here's the point of this section, of this line. As a local business owner, and I'm going to say it like in a rough edit, or, rough
right.
Unedited. As a local business owner, I can't even imagine how thin your margins are, but yet you still pull out of your revenue or, whatever. You still pull out of your wallet to support those in need. So just write that for now. As a local business owner, I can imagine how slim, or fucking know. Something about revenue, you know, whatever. Something about how
Something about
you just have to
how
come back. Yeah, you have to come back to this.
I know what you're trying to say. Though.
So as a local business owner, I can imagine how blank, blank, blank. And what did I say before that? After that?
Something about how maintaining a profit for the business and still being generous with your money.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll just put that in
And
parentheses.
maintain and still donate to those in need.
Can you imagine how hard it is to maintain a profit and still donate to those in need? Cool. This part makes me sound like I'm a business owner.
You are a business owner.
Well, I'm officially, like, if he accepts my deal, then I guess I am.
So what? You're a business owner.
Fair enough.
You're stretched thin as your margins and still find a way. Yes, Nick, love it. That's exactly what I was trying to get across.
Should we just copy paste that boy?
Yeah.
Bro.
Also, this is why writing copy is so much better with multiple people.
Dude, like,
Ooh,
you guys
yeah,
are
yeah.
killing it. This is so much better.
Can you actually continue
Sure, I should
sharing
put
your
it-
screen so that we can see?
You don't see it anymore?
I still
I
see
still
it.
see it.
Here, I'll redo it for Nick.
How do I not see it? What? That was weird. Oh, thank you very much.
See it
Sorry.
again?
Continue. Yes.
Cool.
But that said, here's why I'm reaching out to you today. I noticed that you care deeply about supporting local charities. In fact, I saw that you've supported blank, blank, and blank out of your own pocket. As a local business owner, you're stretched thin as you're stretched as thin as your margins and still find a way to donate to those in need.
We need something right here, though.
What do you mean?
Just local business owner.
I bet, like, yeah, you can just say, like, as a local business owner, I
I
bet
can
you.
imagine how you were.
Yeah.
All right. Imagine how you're stretched. Still.
No, that doesn't follow.
Oh, no, because that doesn't fit with the second
Yeah.
sentence.
Yeah.
Well, this is like a statement that, like,
Okay, so here's what you can say. As a local business owner, I bet you're stretched as thin as your margins, ... yet still, capital still,
ooh, this is so
find a
salesy.
way to donate to those in need.
Lethal.
If I could,
Same sentence? Or?
no, next line. If I could give you a way to donate $100 more per month to your favorite charities, and capitalize your, or underline it, whatever, to your favorite charities, if I could give you a way, so,
Oh. Yeah.
because that's one thing that
giving-
you might miss in editing. Yeah. If
I'll
I
give you away.
a way to donate $100 more per month to your favorite charities without,
Sorry.
yeah, actually probably ... there. Without, so the whole point of the dots, by the way, is for everybody wondering, it's to give the reader a moment to, like, catch their breath, right? So instead of commas, instead of like semicolons and colons a lot of the time, you use ... because it allows them to, like, kind of catch their breath as they're reading and really, put impact on certain parts where you're trying to really emphasize something, like the next thing that you're going to say. So if I could give you a way to donate $100 more per month to your favorite charities without, all right, so here's the point. You're trying to say something like without reaching into your own, pocketbook or whatever.
Without any cost to you, or
Without
if I could give you a way to, if I could give you a way to go
per month to your favorite charities without,
any money coming out of your pocket. Or,
yeah. See, the problem is I don't want to, yeah. I think direct is going to be better because you could say something like without putting any more strain on your, I don't know, finances, but that's kind of a broad statement that doesn't really mean anything necessarily. So yeah, for right now, I just like the without any money coming out of your pocket. I like that better. ... Next line. Would you be interested to hear about it?
Oh, dang. So we're not even going to go into the business?
Well, you can, but you're just setting up the question. So again, copy is conversational. The whole point of this is that he feels like he's having a conversation with you, even though it's just on a piece of paper. So in a call, you would say something like that, right? Would you be interested to hear about it?
Right, but like you don't get a response.
So it doesn't matter. You're expecting the response. You're expecting the response you want. And if he doesn't, then he's just going to put your letter away. He's going to throw it in the trash.
Dude, if he throws away my letter, I'm going to freaking cry.
I don't think he will. It's just that's what's at stake. That's what I mean.
Right.
So would you be interested to hear about it? This is where you introduce yourself and what you do. So my name is Thomas Knapp, and I run. No, you can use a period. Okay, another thing, copy. You do not need perfect grammar and punctuation. Doesn't fucking matter at all. Again, this is conversational. You're not writing a fucking book. So you can use short sentences that aren't full sentences. But my name is Thomas Knapp, period. I run, that's fine. And, start your sentence. But.
Yeah.
So my name is Thomas Knapp. And then start the next sentence with and I run a local charity.
Maybe.
My mission is to raise money for other good causes through the free market rather than fundraising, in this case through vending machines. All right, so some of that sentence is fun, and the free market versus rather than fundraising, that can be scrapped, because unless you're talking to like some fucking
anarcho-capitalist business.
Yeah, he's not going to give a shit.
No, probably not.
He's just probably, if he really is donating, to all these causes, he's probably like a middle, upper age, white male conservative.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. I looked him up.
So he doesn't conservatives don't really give a shit necessarily. They say they care about the free market, but at the end of the day, they don't necessarily care about the free market. So, so my mission is to raise generous vending's mission. I don't know. You can say either way. We'll just stick with this. My mission is to raise money for good causes. Don't say other, just say for good causes.
All right, the other was for, it made sense earlier. But.
My mission is to raise money for good causes, comma, and do it through vending machines. Next line. If you've seen the little gumball machines with a little charity slip explaining who they go to, explaining who the money is going to,
they donate to, maybe?
That's fun. Then you know what I'm talking about.
There's a big differentiator between me and the people with the little slip, though, is that like all of it's going to charity for me, and the other people are for-profit businesses.
So that should be like your next line, right?
Maybe. I don't want to get too in the weeds with like dragging the competition with this in necessarily.
Dude, that's like the big difference for me though. Like that's why I started this, is because all these crappy gumball machine charity businesses say they're all about charity and they barely give any. Like they give like 5%.
All right. So, okay. So let's figure out how to say it. So if you've seen the little gumball machines with a charity slip explaining who they donate to, then then don't say, then you know what I'm talking about. Say,
You might think that they're actually charitable.
no, not yet. If you've seen the
Too
little
aggressive.
gumball machines with a charity slip explaining who they donate to, then you get a rough idea of what I do. However, all capital or bold or whatever. However, unlike those gumball machines or those companies or whatever,
Yeah, let's just do that for now.
the problem, okay. So the problem with using businesses or companies, now that I think about it, is you might be, or he might take it that you're painting the businesses that are hosting those gumball machines, that you're railing on them, and you don't want to say that.
So why not just say,
I could say
however, unlike them?
Unlike
Yeah.
those charities in quotation. Like that's like, oof, that's like hitting them with a, you're a fake charity.
Are the charities fake, or are the
Oh crap, you're right.
sell
Dang.
the vending machines?
I want to diss all the other companies, but
Yeah. So, however, unlike the companies that run damn it.
Why don't you just say, however, unlike them, we donate 100%, comma, not 5%, comma, to the charity of your choice.
Because you haven't set that up yet. He doesn't realize that they only donate 5%.
well, that's what he's introducing.
It's
So if
not,
you've seen,
it's our
Okay,
job to
hold on.
educate him, though, right?
all I'm trying to do here is make sure that he knows what you do, or generally what you do. So if he's never seen, let's just say he's never seen, and this is where I'm coming from the mindset of, let's say he's never seen a charity vending machine, and you say, my mission is to raise money for good causes and do it through vending machines. He has no fucking clue what you're talking about, right?
Right.
If he's never seen it. So all I'm trying to do with this sentence is give him some context. So if you've seen the little gumball machines with a charity slip explaining who they donate to, then you get, then you can understand. Yeah, then you can understand. However,
unlike the companies that manage those machines.
Yes, unlike the companies that manage those machines, and then in parentheses, put something like, and it's usually not the local business, like capitalize not.
Oh, dude, that's so good.
And it's usually not the local business. However, unlike the companies that manage those machines, and it's usually not the local business, comma, we donate, or I donate, or Generous Vending donates, or whatever. I donate 100% of the profit to the charities of your choice.
This is where it kind of gets in the weeds. Like,
I know, because you're saying it's actually what, 50-50 split?
Yeah, we each donate to charities, but 100% of it goes to charity, but half of it I get to pick which charities, the other half he gets to pick.
Oh.
I got rid of the profit part completely. I just feel like it wasn't worth my time to even bother with any percentage on my part, so we'll just give it all to charity.
I donate 100% of the profit to charity.
Yeah, then you just stick with that. 100% of the profit goes to charity. However, unlike the companies that manage those machines, and it's usually not the local business, I donate 100% of the profit to charity from my vending machines. The other guys on average, only donate
Around
5%.
Yeah. I don't want to lie. I want to make sure it's.
Yeah, whatever it is. So just put in like X percentage.
I think it's between 5 and 10. It's still really freaking low, though.
All right, scroll down a little bit.
This is pretty much like all of this is scrapped now based on like all the changes we've made. Well, this could still be used. By the way, is this like boring everyone else on the call? I don't want to like eat up all the time on selfish selfish letters.
No, not at all.
This is
Yeah,
interesting.
useful.
There's
I am
only 9.
entertained.
Okay, I want to make. Does anyone like have other things that they like wanted to bring up as well? Because I feel guilty like taking all the time from me.
You're good, Thomas. Chill out.
Yeah, Jayla.
Okay, so I donate 100% of the profit to charity for my vending machines. The other guys on average only donate around 5 to 10%. And that pisses me off.
Ooh,
No, new sentence.
sorry.
Okay, so here's where you're going to transition back to him. So new paragraph, and you're going to write something like, again, comma, as someone as charitable as yourself. Okay, let's talk about what I'm aiming to do with this paragraph. The point of this paragraph is to reestablish that he cares and that you want to work with him, or that you want to talk to him. So you're transitioning into the hard call to action with this paragraph.
Which is definitely going to be neat. Like just thinking about like what is the best way to do it? Like a phone call, meet with him in person, maybe even lunch. Like just go into one of the stores, like go to his corporate office.
What is required of him? Like, what is the main action that you want or reaction that you want from him? What is there left for him to do if he totally submits to this?
Okay, so we need to stop with that thinking because you're getting too in the weeds with that, or you're looking too far ahead. The only point of this letter is to get his call, right? Is to get a meeting. So past that, you don't need to explain everything. You just need to get the call. So you only need to say what's necessary to get him on the phone or to get him with a coffee meeting for you. So you don't need to bring in the whole fact that like, oh, I do everything for you. I take care of all of this, whatever.
Really? Wow. Dang. Because that would just be wasting his time, right? Like
Exactly, because
doesn't matter.
that's not part of the conversation yet.
Oh.
Now you can say something like, I make this, I put no work on the business owner or whatever. All you have to do is, you can say something that hints at the fact that this is very easy for him, but you don't need to get in the weeds with it, is my point.
Gotcha. This goes into the weeds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because basically you're saying, I would like your permission to place gumball vending machines. You're like, that's a call to action right there.
Mhm.
So again, as somebody who's charitable as yourself. Okay, we're going to skip the first part of that sentence. So
I mean, we
just,
can just get rid of it.
yeah, just get rid of it for now.
Isn't it like a good reassurance that you respect his time?
Put something down here about respecting his time, but I don't know if we're gonna use that.
Yeah. And that pisses me off. The other guys on average only donate around 5 to 10%, and that pisses me off. So, comma, just get rid of what we have again as someone as charitable as yourself. That brings me to the point of this letter. I'm interested, or I'd love to work with somebody as charitable as yourself I'd love to work with somebody as charitable as yourself to get we're running low on time, so it's putting more strain, and now this is when you get blocked up, when you have pressure on you. So here's what I'm going to say. This is your duty, because I've written most of your letter for you. That's fine. But this last sentence, or this last little section, type this here. Like, this is what you're supposed to do in this part, and just bullet point it.
Okay.
Reestablish that he's very generous, charitable. There we go. I think I was trying to combine those two words. Say how much you want to work with him. And all you want to do is get a meeting with them, right? All you want to do is take him out for coffee, is buy him a coffee to talk about what you're trying to do, right? So that's the point. And then you have your call to action.
Okay. Is the best way like a coffee, or would it be to go to his office? Because if I'm setting up the meeting, that part isn't in the weeds. That part is like
whatever. Like, it's your option. It's less about that. That's just like the first thing that came to my mind, right? Because if you buy him a coffee, like, you're also buying him more shit outside of $100. But like,
stop by his office. I'll just say that.
Yeah, you're just looking to set up a meeting to talk with him. About how you and him can work together to donate more money. To donate more money and increase your like how much you give to charity, right? So you're just like stroking his ego this whole time. Like, that's the point of this. All I want to do is stop by and talk about how we can work together so that you can donate more money. Like, that's the point.
Dude.
And then call to action.
Right.
And then do your sign off, and then like in a PS, then talk about like, oh, if he is super on, you know what? You're at least going to get a fucking call. Like, there's no way you're not going to get a call.
Dude, I'm agreeing with you. Like, I don't see how. I think he'd freaking post this letter on his fridge. You know, like, it's just, it really is just digging into his ego.
I would say, especially if it's going to be handwritten, like, you're going to get something. It's not going to go unanswered. Because there's no way you throw that away thinking that's junk mail. Like, if it's handwritten, he's going to read it.
And by the way, folks, there's $100 bill on top of this. So like, this letter on its own is going to get him the meeting.
Let me rephrase that. It may not make it to him.
Dude, yeah, I got to hide the bill so that no one can see it from the envelope.
Yeah, so when you paper clip it to the top, you just fold it in first and then fold the bottom, whatever.
Gotcha.
So it just stays within the letter itself. And here's the thing to think about. Do not start your letter at the top of the page. Put the 100 there and then start writing below it.
Dude, this is going to be more than a page.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You're going to do front and back.
Nick's mind just got blown.
Yeah, it did.
Dude,
Nick was thinking that you were going to write the letter and then just put 100 on top. No.
No. The 100 is baked into the letter.
Yes.
Oh my God. It's overpowered.
So there you go. There's an on the spot copy session.
That was freaking amazing, dude. Thank you.
Yeah,
You're
that was
welcome.
that was super cool.
Super entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, this was just straight up just awesome. What an interesting twist to the call that I never anticipated would ever happen, and then it happens, and it's just like really cool. Oh,
And
man.
we're going to be able to see the results of this. Like, I'm going to come back here and talk about the meeting or whatever happened. Like, this isn't just
Mhm.
some practice assignment for school or for praxis. Like, it's either going to work or it's not. So
Yeah, he's gonna come back. He called me and told me not to try and bribe him, something like that.
you saw
Oh,
the
in
$100
your
bill and threw it
PS,
away.
in your PS, just say something like, the $100 is totally yours to do with as you please. You know, donate it or whatever. You know, just don't say like if you're not interested. Just point out that the $100 is his with no strings attached.
Gotcha.
That's the point of the PS. So there you go.
Brilliant.
Awesome.
I think that's the best conceivable note to end the recorded portion of the session on. And with that, folks, we have concluded another brilliant episode of the Praxis Sales Mastermind.